Namaste everyone, welcome back to my channel Spirituality from Soul. In my today's video, I will talk about some of the signs and symptoms that a person is under the some negative energy influence or are attacked by some paranormal activities. Okay, so these are very specific signs, and again, don't confuse it with some normal illness or things like that, because not just one sign will match with that person, like the person is not feeling well. There are multiple signs which you have to see, and if you feel like, okay, these multiple signs are matching with that person, then obviously that person is under the some negative influence. Okay, let me slightly explain what it means. So uh, a person is under the negative energy attack is like some sort of negative energy or negative soul is attached to that person. Okay, we are all we are all like leading a normal life. Okay, and say for example, a person is normal, um, working professional, has like uh, 9 to 5 job and things like that, but there is some sort of negative energy or negative soul is attached to that person, and that person has no idea. There are some signs which you can see that that person is not behaving normal. There are some sort of like those, what do we call it, weird signals or weird signs, but where the family member are like worried that, okay, why is this person behaving like this and things like that, but they have no idea why is that person behaving like that. Okay, and the important point to remember here is, in a human body, uh, more than one soul can exist at the same time in the same human body. Okay, um, as a human, we all have not just a human body, even animals and trees and plants and insects. They all have a soul. Okay, and but in the human body, particularly, more than one soul can exist at the same time. One is your own soul, like my soul. Okay, which is there in my body since I was in my mother's womb. Okay, and but apart from my soul, multiple souls can be there in person's body. So if I so let's talk about some of the symptoms and sign that that we can see if the person is suffering from the influence of some negative energy. So that person is not feeling well. Okay, that's the first sign. The person is not feeling well, and so not feeling well, obviously go for first medical, like medical test and things like that. Doctor asks, check with the doctor that why is that person not feeling well, and so how we figure out that whether it is due to some ill health or it is the influence of negative energies, because when we when doctor will ask you to go and do some test like X-ray, ultrasound, or MRI, or whatever, and then those tests are done, but there are no results. Okay, everything seems fine in those tests, and doctor is not able to understand if all the tests are fine. Then why is that person is not well? Okay, that's the first sign. Now, um, so which is obvious that there is nothing wrong with the physical body, and something else is going on. Okay, that's the first sign. The second sign is extreme hair loss. Yes, I agree, we all go through hair loss at some point, and having a hair loss is a normal thing in our day-to-day life. So, but extreme in the sense here that person is losing lot of hair, and that process have started all of a sudden. I'm not talking about alopecia here, which is like when when a person lose hair, but you'll see the difference. Okay, when a person is losing, it's like lot of hair, and the thin has started all of a sudden. Now the third one is, the person is the all of a sudden that person has become bedridden. Okay, so so if we go back to the past for a month or so, usually this negative energy take time to show their symptoms and sign, and it roughly takes around a month or so if that soul is if that negative soul is very strong and very powerful. Then usually between 15 to 30 days, you will start seeing a lot of difference, and within a 1 month time, that person, if the soul is native soul is very powerful, the person will become bedridden. Okay, but if we compare it what has happened in last 30 days, then you will see that that person is not is kind of not very well, uh, also not very happy about stuff, anxious, uh, suffering from insomnia, so he can't sleep at night. Also, start sleep walk, like the person start walking at night. And then also the person doesn't like to take bath at all. So all these things will happen within a 1 month duration. Okay, and then after some days, like after few days, you will you will start to notice a kind of a foul smell is coming from that person's body. Okay, and that smell will be very very strong. Now some people say that like the person is not taking bath, so at some point the smell will start coming, which is fine, which is normal, right? But why is that person not taking bath? So, and the person is not taking bath, and that is why the smell is coming from the body, and that is to do with that is why, because the negative energy is attached to the body, that is why the person is not taking bath, because a normal person would like to take bath every single day, and sometimes twice or thrice a day when it's very hot. Okay, so that's normal. Okay, so and very important sign to look here is, if you take a photo of that person, okay, the person, so compare it with that person's photo a month before and the recent photo which you have taken that day, after a month or after a few days when that person started to feel unwell, you will see a kind of a shadow is coming on that person's face. This is when after a the recent photo, when the person is not feeling well from last a month or so. So as if something is superimposed on his face. That is to do with it's a shadow which is coming on that person's face. So that's a very strong sign that something is not right with that person, and some negative energy is attached to that person. Okay, so these are three important signs. Now the fourth one is the person is suffering from depression, and that person has have lost all his willpower to live. Okay, so even the suicidal thoughts are coming into that person's mind. And then the next one is, either that person won't be very hungry, or won't be hungry, or that person will be too much hungry. Okay, and if that person is very hungry, then the most of the time that person will ask for raw meat. Okay, so that's one. That person, another important sign is that person will not feel like going to any religious place like temple, church, mosque, or or gurdwara or anywhere. So the person, if you are, sometimes parents will, oh, this is not feeling well, let's take him to the temple, and do all sort of those, like they will go to the temple and everything will get better. It will, but because there is a negative soul attached to that body, that negative soul will never let that person to go to the temple. So it is, it's going to be very difficult task to take that person to the temple. And because we all know the reason, right? Now another very important sign to look here is that person when is sitting alone is, um, talking to someone, as if you will feel like that person is talking to someone, but there's no one around, there's nobody around, but he's talking to the, like, looking at the wall and talking with the wall, or just laughing on its own. And these signs are more visible in the little children. Okay, when little children are looking at the wall, and then they are just, smiling and doing, hands activity, or things like that. So this is a very weird sign, because obviously there's no one around, there's no one standing there, but that person is talking to someone. Okay, the other very 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 important sign to look for here is sleep paralysis. Okay, I've already made a video on a sleep paralysis, where someone is attacked by some negative energy at night. Okay, and there are two main reasons for that. Like the whether that negative energy was just going through that area, and then decided to do the attack, which is one of those random attacks, and it doesn't happen very often. And it's like a person had it one day, and it will not happen for another 1 year, 2 year, or 6 months, and things like that. These are called random sleep paralysis attack, because some soul is passing by and then decided to attack. The second one is when that sleep paralysis attacks happens very often, like maybe like every night or every other night, things like that. That happens only when some negative energy is attached to that body. Because if the negative energy is attached to the body, then the sleep paralysis, they will attack the body, human body, every single day, because that soul is in the body. So so yeah, look for this sign, that how frequently you are being attacked by the negative energy, like how many times, what's the recurrence of the sleep paralysis, is it one of those random attacks, or is it happen very frequently? Okay, and there are two things here, partial possession and full possession. So every negative energy attack starts with the partial possession, where the soul is getting, like soul is attached to the body, but doesn't have a full control of the body. And when does but on the other hand, full possession is when the soul has a when that body is under the full control of the narrative soul. Okay, and then when it's under the, and it takes time for the soul to get the full possession, because it always starts with the partial, and then based on all the symptoms I've told you, eventually that soul will get the full possession, unless some measures are not taken. Okay, so I hope you find this video useful. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment box below. And uh, and if you like my videos, then please do subscribe to my channel as well. Thank you very much for listening to my video.